The thunder cracked like a gunshot in the dead of night, ripping me from a dreamless sleep in my cramped Brooklyn apartment. Rain lashed the windows with the fury of a scorned lover. But it was the pounding on my door, frantic, insistent, that sent ice through my veins. I stumbled out of bed in nothing but an oversized Mets tee and boxers, flipping on the hall light to reveal Alex, my best friend of 12 years, collapsed against the frame. Her blonde hair a sodden mess, blue eyes wild with a terror I'd never seen in her before. "Kayla," she gasped, voice breaking like the storm outside. "Let me in. Please. I can't do this anymore." Her words hung there, heavy as the water dripping from her trench coat. And in that split second, as lightning illuminated the guilt etched into her face, I knew whatever secret she'd buried was about to unearth itself right here, in the one place I'd always thought was safe, my bed. I yanked her inside without a word, the door slamming shut behind us like a coffin lid. Water pooled at her feet on the scarred hardwood, mixing with the faint scent of her vanilla perfume and something sharper, fear. Maybe. Or regret. Alex had always been the unbreakable one, the sharp-tongued journalist who chased stories through the underbelly of New York, the girl who dragged me to dive bars in the East Village when my own life felt like it was unraveling. We'd met freshman year at NYU, bonding over cheap ramen and late-night rants about pretentious profs, and in the decades since, she'd been my anchor through breakups, job losses, the quiet ache of turning 28 and wondering if this was it. But tonight, she was unraveling. "What the hell happened?" asked, grabbing a towel from the bathroom and thrusting it at her. My voice came out steadier than I felt, but my hands shook as I flicked on the kitchenette light. The apartment was a mess, sketchpads scattered across the coffee table from my freelance graphic design gigs, empty takeout containers from that Thai place on Myrtle, the kind of organized chaos that screamed single millennial in the city that never sleeps. Alex peeled off her coat, revealing a white blouse clinging to her like a second skin, and collapsed onto the edge of my thrift store couch. "It's nothing," she muttered, but her eyes darted away, lying as easily as she breathed. "Just roommate drama. The place is flooding, and I didn't want to crash at a hotel in this shitstorm." I crossed my arms, leaning against the counter. "Bullshit." Alex's roommate was that chill graphic novelist, Mia, who baked wheat brownies on weekends and never raised her voice above a whisper. "And flooding? In a fourth-floor walk-up with a tin roof? Try again," I said, softer this time. "You look like you've seen a ghost." "Elle." She buried her face in the towel, shoulders heaving. Minutes ticked by, marked only by the relentless drum of rain. Finally, she lifted her head. Those blue eyes, usually sparkling with mischief, dull and defeated. "Can I just stay here tonight? Your bed's big enough for two, right? Like old times." Old times. College sleepovers after too much boxed wine, whispering secrets until dawn. We'd never crossed that line. Not even close. I was the straight girl with a string of dead boyfriends. She was the free spirit who dated artists and activists, always with that easy laugh that made you forget her edges. "Yeah," I said, forcing a smile. "Of course. Come on." I led her to my bedroom, the space feeling smaller with her in it. The queen bed dominated the room, piled with mismatched pillows and a quilt my mom sent from Ohio last Christmas. Alex stripped down to her tank top and boy shorts without fanfare. We'd seen each other naked 100 times, changing for beach days or post-gym showers, and slid under the covers. Followed. keeping a careful foot of space between us, the mattress dipping under our weight. Sleep didn't come easy. The storm raged on, and every rumble made Alex twitch. Around 3 a.m., I felt her shift, her breath hitching in the dark. "You okay?" I whispered. Pause. Then, "Yeah. Just. Thanks. Kay. For everything." Her voice cracked on my name, and before I could press, she rolled away, curling into herself like she was trying to disappear. I lay there, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin, the glow from my phone screen casting shadows. We'd shared so much late-night drives upstate, her hand steadying me through my dad's cancer scare 2 years back, me force-feeding her ice cream after her last breakup with that pretentious photographer. But there were gaps, too. Moments she'd pull away, eyes distant, like she was guarding a door I couldn't see behind. And tonight, that door felt cracked open. By morning, the rain had eased to a drizzle, gray light filtering through the blinds. Alex was still out, her face slack in sleep, lashes fanned against pale cheeks. I slipped from bed quietly, padding to the kitchen for coffee. As the machine gurgled, I glanced back. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, screen lighting up with a text preview. "Miss you last night. When are you coming back? J. As in Jordan, the ex she'd sworn off months ago? My stomach twisted. Alex stirred, mumbling something incoherent, and knocked the phone to the floor. It landed face up, the case flipping open. And that's when I saw it, a faded photo tucked inside. The kind you forget is there until it spills your secrets. It was us. College us. Maybe 20. Arms slung around each other at some rooftop party in Williamsburg. But scrawled on the back in her looping handwriting, "Kayla, if you ever read this, know I loved you first. Always will. Forgive me for what I did." My breath caught. Loved me? What the hell did that mean? And what I did, heart pounding, crept back, photo clutched in my fist. Alex's eyes fluttered open, locking on mine. And in that instant, the dam broke. "Kayla." Wait, but I was already flipping it over, words blurring through the rush in my ears. "What is this? Alex, what did you do?" She sat up slowly, sheet pooling around her waist, color draining from her face. The air thickened, charged like the storm hadn't fully passed. It's nothing. An old joke. Bullshit." I thrust the photo at her. "Loved me? Forgive you? Talk to me." "Oh." "Now." She took it, fingers trembling. And for a long moment, she just stared. Then, voice barely above a whisper, "I slept with him. Kayla." "With Ryan. The night you two broke up senior year." I was jealous. God, I was so in love with you. And I hated myself for it. I thought if I could prove I wasn't. You know, the room spun. Ryan. My first real boyfriend. The one who'd shattered me when he ghosted after finals. I'd cried for weeks, Alex holding me through it all. And now she'd been the one? Betrayal hit like a freight train. Hot and nauseating. You what? Why didn't you tell me? Because I was scared. Her voice rose, cracking. Scared you'd hate me. Scared it would end us. I've been hiding it for years. Pretending I was just your straight bestie. Dating guys to fit in. But it was always you, Kayla. From that first stupid orientation mixer. And last night, showing up here, I couldn't keep lying. I backed away, bumping into the dresser, the photo crumpling in her hand. Rain pattered against the window like mocking applause. "Get out," I whispered, the words tasting like ash. "Just get out." She didn't move at first, eyes pleading. Then, with a nod that broke something in me, she dressed in silence, grabbing her coat. The door clicked shut behind her, leaving me alone with the ghost of what we'd been, and the echo of what she'd hidden. The days blurred into a haze after that. I called out sick from my design gig, holing up in the apartment with bad TV and worse takeout. Brooklyn felt suffocating, every corner whispering memories. The bodega where we'd split bacon egg cheeses at dawn. The park bench where she'd confessed her dream to write for The New Yorker. Now, it all twisted, tainted by the knife she'd buried in my back. I replayed it obsessively, the photo, her words, the way her lips had trembled. In love with me. It should have flattered, maybe even sparked something. I'd had my flings, sure, but guys like Ryan left me hollow. With Alex, it was different, electric, unspoken. Late-night texts at 2 a.m., her laugh cutting through my darkest moods. Was that why? Had I been blind? Or just scared of the label? By Wednesday, guilt gnawed at me. I texted Mia, Alex's roommate. "She okay?" The reply came quick. "Hell no. Hasn't left the couch since Sunday. Says it's her fault. Whatever it is. Fault. Yeah. But whose? Really?" I grabbed my keys, the drizzle outside mirroring the mess in my head. Her building was a 10-minute walk, the kind where you dodge puddles and chain-smoke hipsters. When I buzzed, her voice crackled through. "Kayla." "Yeah." "Let me up." Silence. Then the door unlocked. She looked wrecked, hair unwashed, in sweatpants that swallowed her slender frame, blue eyes red-rimmed. The apartment smelled of stale coffee and unopened mail. "You didn't have to come," she said, not meeting my gaze. "Someone had to." I stepped inside, closing the door. We stood there, awkward as strangers, until I broke. "Why Ryan? Of all people?" She sank onto the couch, gesturing for me to join. I did, perching on the arm. I was drunk. Angry. "You've been gushing about him for weeks. And I wanted to feel something else. Anything. He was at that party, hitting on me when you bailed early for that migraine. It happened in the bathroom. Quick and stupid. I regretted it before it ended." I winced, imagining it, the sticky frat house tiles, her hiding tears behind a forced smile the next day. And the photo? The note, written sophomore year. After a party where you kissed that girl, Sarah, on a dare. Thought maybe. But you laughed it off, called it experimental. So I shoved it away. Kept it as a reminder to stay in the friend zone. Sarah. The dare. I'd buried that memory deep, chalking it up to tequila and youth. But now, resurfaced, warm and confusing. I wasn't as straight as I thought. Maybe. Or. I don't know. Her head snapped up, hope flickering. "Kayla, don't." I held up a hand. "This isn't forgiveness. Not yet. But it's Talking. And I need to know why now. Why spill it after all these years? She bit her lip, glancing at the window where rain traced lazy paths. Because last night, in your bed, it hit me. Feeling you next to me. Safe. It was too much. I'd been running from a story, this undercover piece on queer safe houses upstate. Met a woman there. J. The one from the text. We hooked up once. Twice. It was real. But it wasn't you. And when the flood bullshit fell apart, Mia's out of town. I just needed an excuse. I realized I couldn't keep pretending. Not with you. J. The pieces clicked. So you were exploring. While lying to me. Guilty. Her laugh was bitter. Story of my life. But Kayla. That note? It's the truth. I love you. Have for years. If that's too much. It's everything. The words tumbled out before I could stop them. I slid down beside her. Our knees brushing. The air hummed. Charged. Her hand found mine. Tentative. And I didn't pull away. Instead, I leaned in. Our foreheads touching. Breaths mingling. Show me, I whispered. No more hiding. Her lips met mine then. Soft and searching. Tasting of salt and vanilla. It wasn't fireworks, it was a slow burn. Years of unspoken tension uncoiling. We kissed like we were mapping each other anew. Her fingers in my curls. Mine tracing the curve of her jaw. When we broke, gasping, she smiled that old mischief grin. Your place or mine? Mine, I said, pulling her up. Always mine, but peace was fleeting. 2 weeks later, the storm we dodged hit full force. I'd woken to her humming in my kitchen, flipping pancakes like we'd been doing this forever. Mornings blurred into lazy Sundays, her editing articles cross-legged on my bed, me sketching logos with her head in my lap. We were tentative, exploring, stolen kisses in coffee lines, her hand slipping under my shirt during movie nights. Felt right, like slipping into a favorite jacket after years in the cold. Then the call came. Friday evening. My phone buzzing while we prepped for a gallery opening in Chelsea. Unknown number. But the voice Jordan's dripped venom. Tell your girlfriend to back off my story. Or I'll bury you both. Alex froze mid-chop. Knife hovering over cilantro. What the fuck? I put it on speaker. Jordan ranted the safe house piece. How Alex had stolen sources from her. Another journalist. Apparently. With a grudge. She's been feeding you lies. Kayla. Playing house while sabotaging my career. Check her emails. You'll see. He hung up, leaving silence thicker than fog. Alex's face crumpled. It's not Kayla. Listen. Emails. I grabbed her laptop from the table. Heart sinking. Password, our old college inside joke. Inbox flooded, threads with Jordan. Laced with barbs. But buried deeper. Forwarded chains. Alex tipping off editors about Jordan's plagiarism. Anonymous leaks that tanked her rival's last big scoop. You did this? For what? Revenge. No. She snatched the laptop, slamming it shut. Jordan's dangerous. She's the one who outed a source last year. Got them fired. I was protecting people. Eventually. She found out about the safe houses through me, hacked my shit, and threatened to expose everything. My feelings for you. The whole queer angle. I fought back because I couldn't lose this. Lose you. Betrayal. Round 2. Deeper this time. Laced with her love. You used me? Or whatever this is, as leverage. Tears welled. I was scared. Okay. Again. But I swear. The leaks were clean. No names. No harm. Just stopping her. I stormed out. Into the humid night. Subway rumbling beneath my feet. Chelsea's lights blurred as I walked. Mind reeling. Gallery forgotten. I ended up at the river's edge. Hudson lapping dark and indifferent. Hours later. My phone lit with her texts. Please. Come home. I love you too much to lie. Let me explain. Dawn crept in. Painting the water gold. I thought of Ohio, my mom's quiet wisdom over kitchen tables. Love's messy. Kid. But real ones fight through the mud. Alex had fought. In her broken way. Hidden to protect. Betrayed to survive. Was that enough? I hailed a cab back. The city waking around me. She was on my stoop. Drenched again, not from rain. But the sprinklers kicking on. Slender frame shivering in that damn trench coat. Blue eyes searching mine as I approached. Kayla. I cut her off with a kiss. Fierce and forgiving. Pulling her inside. No more secrets, I murmured against her lips. We fight fair from here. She nodded. Melting into me. Promise. We climbed the stairs. Hands linked. The door locking out the world. In bed. Tangled and breathless. We rebuilt. Whispers turning to laughter. Scars to stories. New York pulsed outside. Chaotic and alive. But here. In the quiet. We were ours. Flawed. Feared. Finally free. Months later. Her article dropped. Sanctuaries in the shadows. A raw dive into queer havens. No bylines on the dirt. Just truth. It won awards. We celebrated with rooftop wine. Her head on my shoulder. City lights winking like conspirators. Betrayal's sting faded. Replaced by something human, forgiveness earned. Love unhidden. And on stormy nights, when thunder rolls, we huddle close. No spaces between. Secrets unearthed make the best foundations. After all, in this messy American dream, we'd carved our own, 2 women. 1 bed. A lifetime of tomorrows. The high from Alex's article lingered like champagne bubbles. But life in Brooklyn had a way of popping them quick. Fall turned crisp. Leaves crunching underfoot as we navigated our new rhythm. Her chasing deadlines at the Village Voice knockoff. Me juggling client revisions for ad agencies that treated artists like disposable napkins. We'd upgraded. Shared grocery runs to the green market. Her vanilla scent mingling with my lavender body wash in the bathroom. Tentative I love yous whispered over morning coffee. But cracks spiderweb beneath the surface. Jordan hadn't vanished. Her shadow loomed in snide Twitter jabs. Veiled threats in industry group chats. Watch your sources, one read. Tagged to Alex. I saw it during a late-night scroll. Stomach nodding. Babe. Block her, I said. Sliding the phone away. Alex shrugged. Too casual. She's bluffing. Always is. But her eyes flicked to the window, where sodium lights buzzed like angry wasps. That night, she tossed fitfully, murmuring in sleep names I didn't know. Pleas for mercy. I stroked her hair. whispering nonsense until she stilled, but doubt seeded. It bloomed at Thanksgiving. My mom insisted on hosting in Ohio, a 4-hour drive through Pennsylvania's endless cornfields. Bring her, Mom said over FaceTime. Her Ohio twang warm as apple pie. Alex's family, so we piled into my beat-up Honda. Playlist heavy on Fleetwood Mac and Hozier. Her hand on my thigh as billboards blurred by. Mom's farmhouse was a time capsule. Gingham curtains. Turkey basting in the oven. My brother Jake arriving with his toddler in tow. Alex charmed them effortless, cooing over little Emma. Trading recipes with Mom like she'd been here forever. But over pie. Jake pulled me aside in the mudroom. Flannel shirt smelling of cigar smoke. She's great. Kay. But. You sure? After everything. Everything. I'd confessed bits over phone calls, the Ryan bomb. The leaks but not the depth. We're good, I lied. Forcing a grin. Really? He clapped my shoulder. Just. Guard your heart. Sis. Love like that? It's a wildfire. His words haunted the drive back. Snow flurries dusting the windshield. Alex dozed against my arm. Peaceful. But I replayed her sleep talk. Who was she dreaming of? And why did Jordan's name keep surfacing in her deleted texts? The ones I glimpsed once by accident? December brought holidays and havoc. We strung lights on my fire escape. Sipping spike cider while All I Want for Christmas Is You blared from a tinny speaker. It was perfect until her phone rang mid-kiss. An unknown Cincinnati area code. She stepped inside. Voice low. Yeah. I told you. It's handled. Pause. No. Don't call again. I pretended not to hear. But the warmth curdled. Later. Tangled in sheets. I traced the faint scar on her hip. A jagged line from a childhood biking accident, she'd said. Who was that? Asked. Casual as I could. Wrong number. Her kiss was distraction. Deep and diverting. But the lie lingered on her tongue. New Year's Eve cracked it wide. We hit a queer-friendly bash in Bushwick. Warehouse pulsing with bass. Bodies glittering under strobes. Alex in a slinky black dress that hugged her slender curves. Me in jeans and a velvet blazer, her words. You look like trouble I want to get into. We danced. Sweat slick and laughing. Her body pressed to mine. Blue eyes locked like we'd invented gravity. Then she vanished. 20 minutes to midnight. Bathroom line my excuse. But when I wove back through the crowd, she was gone. Heart hammering. I texted. Where are you? No reply. Pushed through revelers. Out into the alley where smokers huddled. There, her silhouette against the chain link. Phone to ear. Voice sharp. I said it's over. Jordan. You leaked that. And you're done. Leak what? I froze in shadow. Pulse thundering louder than the music. She hung up. Shoulders slumping. Then turned, spotting me. Kayla. Start talking. The words iced out. Arms crossed against the chill. Confetti popped distant. Cheers rising. But our world narrowed to this grimy alley. She stepped close. Breath fogging. It's nothing. Old source drama. Source? Or something else? I pulled out my phone. Thumbing to a screenshot I'd saved. A DM from Jordan. Dated last week. Tell your dyke girlfriend I know about the baby. Pay up or I spill. Baby. The word detonated. Alex's face drained. Hand flying to her mouth. You. Saw that. Explain. Now, tears welled, smudging her liner. It's not what you think. Senior year. After Ryan. I panicked. Hooked up with this guy from a party. Dovey. Stupid. Found out I was pregnant. Terminated it quick. Alone. Didn't tell a soul, not even you. Jordan. She was my editor then. On a college paper. Overheard at a bar. Held it like blackmail ever since. For scoops. Favors. When I went undercover. She twisted it. Threatened to out it to ruin me. The alley spun. Fireworks blooming overhead like false stars. A baby. Our golden year. Post-Ryan Hayes. Her disappearing for family stuff that weekend. I'd held her after. Assuming grief for a lost friend. But this her body. Her choice. Buried so deep it poisoned everything. You let her blackmail you? For years. And hid it from me. I was ashamed. Her voice broke. Raw. Young. Scared. Figuring out I'm gay while dealing with that. You were my rock. Kayla. How could I dump it on you? And Jordan, she's vicious. Used it to control me. Make me spike stories. Feed her leads. The safe house thing, she forced my hand. Then I flipped it to protect the women there. Betrayal layered on betrayal. Each revelation a fresh wound. So our whole friendship. Built on lies? Your love note. The confession, it was all tainted. No. She grabbed my arms. Desperate. The love? Real as this city. I hid to survive. Not hurt you. But yeah. I fucked up. Royally. Midnight struck. Cheers echoing. But we stood isolated. Rain fucking rain again starting to fall. I wrenched free. Backing toward the street. I need space. All of it. Kayla. Please, she reached. But I was gone. Hailing a cab through the revelers. Tears hot on my cheeks. The driver glanced back. Rough night. Kid. I nodded. Silent. As Manhattan's light streaked by. Home was a tomb. I curled on the couch. Scrolling old photos, us at Coney Island. Cotton candy grins, her at my graduation. Proud sign aloft. Each one a lie, or just her armor. Dawn brought hangover haze. Phone silent. No texts. No calls. By noon. Panic edged in. What if Jordan struck? What if Alex spiraled? I drove to her place. Heart in throat. Door ajar sloppy. Unlike her. Inside. Chaos. Drawers yanked. Paper strewn. Laptop smashed on the floor. Alex. No answer. Bedroom empty. Closet half-packed. A note on the pillow gone to fix this. Love you always. Forgive me later. Fix how? Visions assaulted. Her confronting Jordan. Reckless in rage. I grabbed my keys. Tearing to the voice offices. Closed for the holiday. Then her usual haunts. That dive in the village. The safe house contact she'd mentioned once. Nothing. Dusk fell. Panic cresting. Called Jake. Voice shaking. She's missing. Help. He mobilized. Mom praying rosaries. Him scanning socials. By night. A lead. Her phone pinged at a motel in Jersey. Seedy spot off the turnpike. Flew there. Tires screaming on wet asphalt. Neon sign flickered vacancy. Parking lot dotted with semis. Room 12. Door cracked. Voices murmuring. I burst in. Alex, disheveled, facing Jordan across a Formica table, recorder whirring between them. You bitch, Jordan snarled. Mid-30s with sharp bob and sharper eyes. Cigarette dangling. Admit it, you leaked my emails. Alex's gaze met mine. Relief flooding. Kayla, get out. It's dangerous. Jordan laughed. Cold. Oh. Honey. Your girl's got balls. Come to play White Knight. I stepped forward. Recorder my focus. Turn it off. Whatever this is. Ends now, she smirked. But Alex lunged, smashing it under her heel. Done. No proof. No story. We're even. Jordan's face twisted. You think? I go public with the abortion. Try it. Alex's voice steel. I recorded you admitting blackmail. Cops love that shit. Extortion. Outing threats. Your career. Ash. Bluff or not. Jordan paled, stubbing her smoke. Fuck you both. She stormed out. Door slamming like punctuation. Silence descended. Alex sagged against the wall, sliding down. I knelt, pulling her close. What the hell were you thinking? That I could end it. Alone. Like always. Sobs racked her, slender body quaking. I'm sorry. For the baby secret. The lies. I thought protecting you meant hiding. But it just isolated us. I held her tighter. Rain pattering the motel's tin roof. No more solo missions. We're in this mess and all. She looked up, blue eyes searching. Even after? Especially after. Our kiss was salt and salvation. Motel bed creaking under us as we reclaimed each other, slow, deliberate, mapping scars literal and not. Her hip mark under my fingers. A badge, not shame. By morning, we checked out. Jersey fading in the rear view. New York welcoming like an old lover. Back home. Therapy beckoned, joint sessions with a queer counselor in Park Slope. Unpacking layers. Her internalized shame from Catholic upbringing. My fear of vulnerability from Dad's illness. Love isn't linear, the doc said. Glasses perched. It's a spiral. You circle back. Stronger. Spring bloomed. Cherry blossoms dusting the promenade. Alex's follow-up piece, Blackmail in the Newsroom, dropped anonymously, sparking industry reckonings. Jordan faded, sued into silence. Us, we thrived. Moved in together, her bookshelves merging with my art supplies. Bednowers. No ghosts. One night, post-dinner walk along the East River. She stopped, pulling an envelope from her coat. For you. No hiding this time. Inside a new photo. Us at the promenade. Her note scrawled fresh. Kayla. I love you now. Always will. No forgiveness needed, just us. I kissed her under the bridge's shadow. Manhattan skyline aglow. Betrayals forged us. Secrets set us free. In America's beating heart, we'd found ours, human, messy, eternally ours. Summer sweltered in, turning Brooklyn into a steam bath. Fire hydrants spraying kids in diapers while AC units wheezed like asthmatic elders. Our life settled into a groove worn smooth by intention. Alex's bylines stacking up. My portfolio landing a gig with a queer indie mag, ironic. Healing. Weekends meant escapes. Ferry rides to Governor's Island. Picnics where she'd read me drafts. her voice weaving stories like spells. Baptiste, that slippery bastard, tested us. August brought a heat wave and a ghost from my past. Ryan, of all people, emailing out of the blue. Heard you're with Alex now. Wild. Coffee, for old times. Attached, a wedding invite. His and some tech bro's sister. Closure bait. Or curiosity. I showed Alex over gelato in Williamsburg. Her spoon pausing mid-lick. Go if you want. But I'm coming. No more solo ghosts. We met at a Midtown cafe. Chrome and overpriced lattes. Ryan unchanged, brooding artist vibe. Now with a goatee and startup lingo. You too. That's something, he said, stirring sugar like it offended him. After me? Bold. Alex's hand tightened on mine under the table. After you was the best plot twist, she quipped. But her eyes scanned him. Journalist instinct flaring. He shifted. Uncomfortable. Look. I knew. Back then. About her thing for you. She told me. Drunk. The night. Stop. My voice cut sharp. Heat flushed my cheeks, not shame. Anger. You don't get to rewrite it. You ghosted. Ryan. Left me wrecked. And her? She was there. Picking up pieces you broke. He deflated. Nodding. Fair. Just. Happy for you. Really. We parted civil. No fireworks. Just a door closing soft. Driving home over the bridge. Wind whipping curls. Alex turned. Proud of you. Facing that shit head on. Your turn next, I teased. Mom's flying in September. Full interrogation. She groaned. Laughing. Bring it. I'll bake those wheat brownies, win her over. But September shattered the idol. Mom's visit coincided with a bombshell. Alex's editor. Sniffing Pulitzer potential. Pushed for a sequel piece deeper dive into the blackmail ring. Naming names. Jordan's just the tip, he said over speaker. Voice gravelly. Go big or go home. Alex paced our living room. Phone clutched. It's risky. Sources could bolt. Or worse, retaliate. Then don't, I said. From the couch. Laptop balanced on knees. We have enough wins. But her eyes lit. That fire I loved and feared. This could change things. For all of us, queer journos getting screwed by the old guard. Debate raged nights. Her prose listing like indictment, exposure. Reform. My cons, safety. Remember the motel? I pressed one evening. Rain lashing again, September's cruel joke. You almost. I know. She knelt before me. Hands on my knees. But this is different. Controlled. Promise. Reluctant. I relented. She dove in. Late nights at the kitchen table. Laptop glow illuminating worry lines. I sketched beside her. Distractions in ink. Caricatures of Jordan as a cartoon villain. Us as caped crusaders. Then. The leak. Not hers, ours. October 5th. I woke to her frantic pacing. Phone in hand. It's out. Draft got hacked. Sources named. Addresses public. My blood froze. How? Jordan. Or her network. Doesn't matter, they're exposed. Her voice cracked. Blue eyes wild. I have to warn them. Now. Chaos erupted. She bolted for the door, coat half on. "Stay here," she barked. "Safe. Like hell." I grabbed my jacket, following into the downpour. Subway to the village. Then cab to the first safe house, a brownstone in the West Village. Rainbow flag limp in rain. Doorbell buzzed us in. Elena, the house mom. 50s with silver streaks and no-nonsense gaze. Saw it. "We're locking down." "Thanks for the heads up." Next stop uptown. A church basement turned shelter. But as we pulled up, sirens wailed, cops. Lights flashing. "Protest," Alex muttered. But unease coiled. Inside. Chaos, women huddled. A trans teen sobbing. Organizer barking orders. "Someone tipped icy," she hissed. "Feds are circling." Alex paled. "My draft. Did it have immigration details?" The woman nodded, grim. "Enough to flag." "You this journalist." Guilt crashed over Alex like the rain outside. "I shit." "I'm so sorry." We fled. Soaked and silent. But the seed sprouted. Was it coincidence? Or blowback from her digging? Back home. She collapsed. Head in hands. I made it worse. All that change. It's on them now. I held her. Rocking. We'll fix it. Together. But the fallout snowballed. Her editor pulled the piece. Citing liability. Whispers in newsrooms branded her reckless. Worse. A brick through our window that night. Scrawled with Trader Dyke. Glass shattered like trust. Shards glittering on the rug. Police came. Perfunctory. Hate crime backlog. We boarded it up. But sleep evaded. In bed. Her back to me. Whispers in dark. Maybe I should go. Before I drag you under. Don't you dare. I pulled her close. Spooning fierce. We're not running. Not from this. November chilled. Leaves skeletal. We rallied. I designed PSA flyers for the safe houses. Anonymous drops. She connected survivors with lawyers pro bono. Solidarity built bridges. Elena inviting us for soup. The teen. Riley. Texting memes that cracked us up. Human threads weaving through the fray. Climax crested mid-month. Current date etched in frost. November 17th. Alex got a tip. Jordan holed up in a queen's dive. Meeting cronies. Endgame, she said. I steal. Confront. Record. Expose. Protested. But her mind was set. Come if you want. Back up. We went. Hearts pounding. My .38 in purse, NYC permit a hassle. But post-brick. Necessary. The bar reeked of stale beer and regret. Jukebox crooning Patsy Cline. Jordan at a corner booth. 3 suits around her. Voices low. Alex approached. Recorder palmed. We need to talk. Head snapped. Jordan sneered. Ballsy. Your girl's got fire. Suit shifted. Hands inching to pockets. Air thicken. Danger electric. Cut the shit, Alex said. Your network's crumbling. Drop the threats. Or this tape goes viral. One suit lunged, knife glinting. Time slowed, I drew. Yelling back off. Pop warning shot into ceiling. Plaster raining. Kea screams. Jordan scrambling. Suits fleeing. Cops swarmed minutes later. Called by the bartender. We gave statements. Hands shaking in the squad car. Jordan cuffed. Spitting venom. You'll regret this. Nah, Alex said, squeezing my hand. We won't. Aftermath. Charges stuck, assault. Conspiracy. Her network unraveled. Indictments rolling. Alex's piece ran. Revised. In The Guardian, The Cost of Silence, a gut punch on industry rot. Awards followed. But she donated the purse to the safe houses. Winter thawed to spring again. Our scars badges. Mom visited, embracing Alex like a daughter. Tough as Ohio winters. That one. We talked marriage casual. No rush, ring simple. Vows handwritten. One anniversary, year from the alley kiss, we returned to that Bushwick warehouse. Now a community center. Danced under the same strobes. Her in that black dress. Me whispering. No secrets left? She grinned. Pulling close. Just the good ones. Like how I plan to love you forever. Brooklyn hummed outside. America's pulse steady. Weed weathered storms, betrayals birthed. Secrets slain. In the end, humanistic grace. Two women. Forged in fire. Choosing each other daily. No fairy tale. But real as rain. Deep as the Hudson. And in our bed. Finally. Only peace.